Okay, I'm ready. Good evening. Hi. How y'all doing? Good. I'm Jennie Jean Davidson. I'm a nervous wreck, mostly because there are, more than two of you. But also I'm nervous because I'm getting ready to talk about something that really matters. I'm getting ready to talk about a big idea. While we're at it, we're going to talk about race and class and poverty in Louisville, and that's a little nervous-making. My big idea is not mine alone. It's also the idea of my friends and colleagues at the Network Center for Community Change, and more importantly, the 4,812 members who signed up to be part of this. That's the official version, but that's a little boring, and it doesn't really get to the passion that's in it. What it's really about is really, literally, a community movement powered by the people, powered by these people. These are our network members. Did I mention there were 4,812 of them? We're pretty proud of that. It's a radically simple idea, a movement that says we can hope for more, we can dream bigger, we can have each other's back, and we can all get there together. And this is why it matters. I kind of regret this slide, actually. I think it reinforces some of the worst stereotypes and misperceptions about West Louisville. So West Louisville is not a slum. West Louisville is not a bad neighborhood. It's not a bunch of bad neighborhoods. It's not a place where people are miserable. There are leafy streets, beautiful homes, happy families. But there are also a lot of families who are living in some really tough conditions, conditions that we really shouldn't tolerate, conditions of poverty, of blight, of violence. So yes, things are really tough in West Louisville. Home values are down, in some places less than half the metro average, and thousands of kids live in poverty. We know that kids living in poverty face some really tough odds. And we've tried a lot of things in this world. We've tried programs, we've tried punishment, we've tried reform, we've kind of tried it all. But I'd like for us to try to be human, to care not just about the aggregate, but the individual, to care about Robert and Jamari and Lisa. Because it's not really about poor people or black people or those people. It's really about people. It's really about all of us. And there's good news, too. There's a lot of good news. It's all over the faces in these pictures. The network is everybody. Our network is kids and moms and dads, grown-ups, without kids, aunties, uncles, grandparents. It's everybody. It's young, it's old, it's black and white and brown, rich and poor and in between. It's everybody. And the network is about aspiration and about transformation. About the transformation that can come when people have a sense of possibility and an eye towards the future. And it is about what it means to be people, to be human, the connections between us and the way they work for good and ill. It's about social networks and social capital. And for change to be real, it's about crowdsourcing, relying on the wisdom of the many rather than the hubris of the few. We know that happiness can spread through social networks. For real, we know that from science. We know that from the Framingham Heart Study. So yes, happiness spreads through social networks. So do obesity and smoking. Twitter is a network. A drug cartel is a network. So is the Underground Railroad. That's pretty powerful. We know that social capital, the connections between people, really matters. A recent study out of Tulane showed that neighborhoods with high social capital, that is, I know my neighbors and I'm looking out for them, recovered more quickly from disaster, whether that disaster was Hurricane Katrina or the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004. So I want us to build the social capital that helps us rally in the face of trouble. We do that every month at Network Night. We do it in community to bring resources to people and to bring people together. We come together, we talk about what's going on, we talk about what's new and good, we have dinner. It doesn't sound very fancy, but there is some kind of magic in that. And when we do it, people come out, lots of them, usually more than 100, because they want to connect and be part of something bigger. So it's noisy, it's crazy, it's hilarious, it's chaotic, it's completely spectacular. And I want us to try crowdsourcing community change. One way we do that is through community mapping. We go out in neighborhoods, we walk with neighbors to see what's going on, to tell the stories. In some parts of our community, every single block has a vacant house. So neighbors really want to be part of a solution. They want to build a solution that can change their neighborhoods for the good. So what might that solution look like? It might look like an empty basement, an exposed basement. No house, just a basement. full of weeds and critters and insects. And now that exposed basement is a clear lot, just ready for something good to happen, ready for the neighbors to take charge. Or it might look, that's the basement and the nice clean lot. And it might look like our friends at Habitat for Humanity who are targeting their resources in their neighborhood, making change in partnership with their neighbors. So with this approach, this idea of social networks and social capital and crowdsourcing change, what do I want? I want us to be human. I want us to be connected. Earlier, I gave you the official line, the elevator speech, but what it's really about is this. It's about love and family. It's about black and white, breaking down barriers. It's about the future we want for our community and the future that we owe to all of our kids. So yes, at NC3, we are about getting people to college and getting them through college. We're about helping kids get ready for school and helping schools get ready for kids. We're about helping parents get engaged in their children's education, get engaged and stay engaged. And yes, we love to help people get jobs. And yes, we'd be happy to help Metro government reform the land bank. But really, we want you. We want you to be part of our village, a really big village, a village that includes all of Louisville, to connect. This is the Louisville we are trying to create, a bunch of people of every shape and size, race, color, income, and neighborhood, all coming together to just be, to be human, to have each other's backs, to get there together. These are the faces of our network, and we hope you'll join us. Thank you.